In Tower Defense Simulator, there is something called the Hidden Wave. It's at the end of Fallen mode. If you trigger it through numbers, getting your health down to 1 HP, and a little bit of trickery with the Fallen King to defeat it in under a minute. And then you need to beat the Hidden Wave itself, which is quite a long wave and quite hard to beat, especially now it's been buffed up to 1 million health for the Awakened Fallen King boss. And after all that, the maximum that you can get is about 150 gems and 250 EXP. Yes, that can be boosted if you use an all-paths modifier map. So, for example, if you were to beat it in Mason Arch, the Hidden Wave, then you would get a 10% boost in your gems. How generous, to 165 gems. There's also the first Triumph rewards, where your first gem count is increased by 100. However, other than that, there is not really too much to say about the Hidden Waves rewards. Nothing really too special, and it is the only way to get gems while being under level 50, because all the other requirements require you to be level 50. For example, to get gems in Polluted Wastelands 2, you need to be level 50, because in Polluted Wastelands 2, you have to be level 50 before you can actually vote for it. Similarly, the other way to get gems is through hardcore mode, and you also need to be level 50 to trigger that. So while the Hidden Wave is a good-ish way of getting gems before level 50, I'll be honest, not many people are doing it for that. So then there's the case of titles. Namely, you do get an exclusive achievement title, that being the Glitch. Now, I must say actually, the Glitch title is probably one of the better titles in Tower Defense Simulator, given the fact that A, it's actually coloured, and B, it actually looks kind of cool. You know, the light purple to dark purple gradients, better than something like Taskmaster, and dare I say, better than my QA Tester achievement title, which, well, yes, the status of it, QA Tester, is pretty good. It's not gradiented like the Glitch is. So in my opinion, the Glitch is one of the better achievements that you can get in Tower Defense Simulator. However, that being said, that's all you can get from the Hidden Wave. You don't get anything else, and the Glitch achievement really is the only exclusive thing that you get from beating the Hidden Wave. Now, the topic of this video actually came about because when the first 50 people beat the Hidden Wave, well, I say first 50, originally, it was meant to be 40, then it was increased to 48 because of the first 2 teams had QA testers in it, even though we didn't even test it. And then it was increased by another 2 because 2 people had already triumphed it. In like the 7th or 8th team, I don't know, Menton investigated that. But then, it took over a year for the exclusive skin that was promised to the first 50 people to beat the Hidden Wave to be added to the game, the Triumphant Hacker skin. And many people say that this is just a piss-coloured remake of the Fallen Hacker skin. And yes, it is. It pretty much is. It's a piss-coloured reskin of the Fallen Hacker skin. Like, to a T, basically. To the point where people were saying that they genuinely do not care about the fact that the Triumphant Hacker exists because it is just a Fallen Hacker reskin. Which, to be fair, is kind of true. But then you got some other people saying that they really want the Triumphant Hacker skin, and it really should have been the Hidden Wave Triumph reward. Now, for context, the developers did promise a reward for players who beat the Hidden Wave. It was planned, and a developer did say it. I forgot which developer said it, but trust me, one of the developers said it. However, that's not the case. There's not been a reward for the Hidden Wave. There was a reward, funnily enough, for the Hidden Wave back in 2021. Or, well, the version of the Hidden Wave that existed from 2019 to 2021. The glitchy name tag is reminiscent of the Glitch enemy back in the day, and it does actually suit the Glitch achievement title very well. So here you got one modern version of the Hidden Wave reward, and then you got the Legacy Hidden Wave reward. However, the glitchy name tag wasn't added as a reward for the Legacy Hidden Wave until 2 years after it was removed in 2021, and it was added in 2023, and it's only for those who beat the Legacy Hidden Wave and have the badge in their inventories. This is not a reward for the Modern Hidden Wave, and it actually probably will never be the reward for the Modern Hidden Wave, because, well, what happens if you've got someone like me who's beaten both the Legacy Hidden Wave and the Modern Hidden Wave? And also, while this name tag is pretty cool, it doesn't really suit the Modern Hidden Wave. It suits the Legacy Hidden Wave because there's a lot of glitches in that, but the Modern Hidden Wave is kind of just more Fallen mode enemies plus the Awakened Fallen King. That's why the Glitch is, I think, more appropriate for this, because the Glitch, it's a purple name tag, and the Awakened Fallen King is a purple boss. Now, back on topic with the Triumphant Hacker skin, what people have suggested is that the Hacker skin that could be rewarded as beating the Hidden Wave could be another Fallen Hacker skin reskin, but instead of gold, perhaps maybe silver, to indicate the fact that it's not as good as the Triumphant Hacker skin, but at least you triumph the Hidden Wave. So I don't know what they'll call this, given the fact that this is the Triumphant Hacker skin. Maybe they'll just call it the Triumph Hacker skin. And to be fair, I don't think the hacker has anything to do with the Hidden Wave, other than the fact that the Hidden Wave is kind of glitchy, and the hacker had a load of bugs when it was first released. No, the hacker is obviously associated with glitches, synapses, stuff like that, so kind of makes sense. However, one counter argument I do have with this is, do people really want the Hidden Wave reward to be just a silver reskin of the Fallen Hacker skin. The only reason why I think that the Triumphant Hacker skin was a reskin of the Fallen skin is likely because if it was to be a very cool custom-made thing for the first 50 players to beat the Hidden Wave, a lot of people are going to get annoyed. And with a piss-coloured reskin of the Fallen Hacker skin, that kind of lessens the controversy with this skin slightly, given the fact that it's not as polished as, say, a exclusive skin really should be. Or, well, a skin that's exclusive to the first 50 players who beat the Hidden Wave. This is by no regards me complaining about the Triumphant Hacker skin. I'm just saying, maybe you should reconsider reskinning the Fallen skin for a Hidden Wave Triumph reward. Because I bet if the Triumphant Hacker skin was the Hidden Wave skin that you got when you triumphed it, I think a lot of people would be very, very annoyed given the fact that it is just a reskin of the Fallen Hacker skin. Of course, back in the day, you had another tower that was proposed to be the reward for the Hidden Wave, well, the Legacy Hidden Wave. I'm obviously talking about the Void Miner. However, the only problem is that the Void Miner was scrapped because it was kind of useless. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but the Void Reaver allowed you to activate the Hidden Wave after you triumph the Hidden Wave, which makes no sense until you realize that if you generated enough corruption with the Void Miner, you were able to trigger the Hidden Wave in any circumstance, even in other game modes. The only problem is, what use does that do? I mean, yes, it allows other people to get the Hidden Wave sooner, but it has no really benefit to you. And in fact, given the fact that it sucks up your cash and you're not really getting much out of it other than triumphing or activating the Hidden Wave, then I kind of feel like that's a gatekept tower, given the fact that someone eventually would have to beat it first before they use it for other players to beat it. Also, it kind of makes the reward redundant. It also kind of makes the challenge of the Hidden Wave kind of redundant, given the fact that back in the day you had to beat the Fallen mode in 16 minutes and 49 seconds, which is 1,009 seconds precisely. And having a tower, which, yes, you still need to invest into it, but effectively eliminates the challenge of getting Fallen mode in under 1,009 seconds, is kind of pointless to me, so I guess I'm glad it's kind of scrapped. Anyone on your team that hadn't got the Void Miner tower, or at the very least the Hidden Wave badge, then you were unable to use the Void Miner to trigger the Hidden Wave. That way, you wouldn't be able to give someone else, say, the Void Miner or beat the Hidden Wave if you yourself had the Void Miner. Think of it like an infection badge, right? So you get the badge, okay, but then you can activate it for other players so they can get the badge, and then they can do it for other players so they can also get the badge, etc, etc. It's like a pyramid scheme. Except you're not buying into it, you're just getting someone to, you know, get you the hidden badge for you. So it's not really a pyramid scheme in that regard, it's a pyramid scheme in terms of how it operates and spreads out. And while they could totally do a tower for the Hidden Wave, much like they do a tower for, say, Badlands 2 in the form of the Cowboy, and in Pizza Party in the form of the Warden, I'm not entirely sure if the developers would be down for that, given the fact that other towers tend to be added as an evergreen tower or an event tower and not usually attached to a challenge in Tower Defense Simulator. I mean, yeah, you got the Cowboy and the Warden, but that's pretty much it. You do have level towers, but other than that, you have to buy it with either coins or gems. And if there were to be a Hidden Wave tower, likely it would be like an exclusive thing here, and you'll still need to buy it with coins after you triumph the Hidden Wave. Okay, what about a crate? Some people have suggested that you should get a deluxe crate when you beat the Hidden Wave. Yeah, maybe, and there is some precedent for that, given the fact that the Hidden Hardcore mode did give you a deluxe crate when you first triumphed it, back in the day at least. However, given the fact that that achievement has been removed and hardcore mode isn't even one of the achievements that you can beat here, I doubt that developers are going to do that. And I mean, given the fact that the Awakened achievement is already here and it only gives you 2,000 coins, 150 gems, and a high grade crate. So I don't think that's going to be a reward for the Hidden Wave either. And honestly, I don't think any skin crate would be. Likely it would be a skin, maybe, if ever. However, we've just not got that much information of what the Hidden Wave reward was going to be, and the only thing I could speculate is maybe a skin. But a skin for which tower? I mean, assume it could be any tower, given the fact that if you beat the Hidden Wave, it's likely that you most likely have some of the towers, or most of the towers, in Tower Defense Simulator. In that regard, maybe the Hack Tower is the best tower to make a skin for, at least for the Hidden Wave reward. But again, I don't think it just should be a Fallen Hacker skin reskin at all, much like the Triumphant Hacker skin is a Fallen mode Fallen Hacker reskin. Yeah, just shouldn't be that. If it weren't to be a skin, I think it's most likely that it's going to be a exclusive name tag, something similar to the glitchy name tag, but obviously adapted for the new Hidden Wave. But in my opinion, it is very likely to be a skin that the developers are referring to, and most likely not a tower. However, this is the developers we are talking about. I don't think the developers are in any mood to add a Hidden Wave reward, nor do I think they ever remembered that they promised a Hidden Wave reward. I mean, this is like 2021, where they promised a lot of things, including a bunch of skins for towers and maps. that have still not made it to the game. I'm looking at Construction Crazy Remake. I'm looking at the Grand Mage Medic. I'm even still looking at the Medic rework. And while yes, the Medic rework has been teased, it's not officially released at the time of recording this video. So the Hidden Wave reward seems to be one of those promises. Something that they promised back in 2024 and may not be released until at least 2027, 2028 maybe? But who knows, maybe this video will give motivation for the developers to add a Hidden Wave reward.